Jai Meher Baba, everyone. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon to all, and welcome to the 501st Arti. So it was 500 in the morning, it's 501st in the evening. All right. So I've just put in the instructions for the raise hand. So, Angela, let's have you begin on this auspicious 501st Arti.
Okay.
Till then, please raise your hands and we will.
I will never leave you on this. You can depend. I'll be always with you in ways you cannot comprehend. Let not your heart be troubled by the things that pass your eyes. This world is made of shadows that your mind learned to disguise. I will never leave where your path may lead. Let not your soul be weary by this constant veil of tears. You know I'll be there waiting when the clouds all disappear. I will always love you in darkness and in light. We'll always be together. You'll never ever leave my side. Let not your heart be troubled by the things that pass your eyes. This world is made of shadows that your mind learn to disguise. I will never leave you. I will always love you. I will never leave you.
और मेहर पापा की जय.
Jai. Thank you, Angela. We now have Marukanti and Utakshi, our mother-daughter duo.
जय बाबा, जय मेहर बाबा. मेरे दिल में चले आना, जीवन भर छा जाना. मेहर तेरी बरसाना, मुझे अपना बना लेना. मेरे दिल में चले आना, जीवन भर छा जाना. मेहर तेरी बरसाना, मुझे अपना बना लेना. तुम करुणा सागर हो, प्रीतम परमेश्वर हो. तुम करुणा सागर हो, प्रीतम परमेश्वर हो. सबके रखवाले हो, जीवन उजियारे हो. सबके रखवाले हो, जीवन उजियारे हो. भूले से भटक जाऊं, माया में उलझ जाऊं. भूले से भटक जाऊं, माया में उलझ जाऊं. मेरी बाह थाम कर ही, मेरी बाह थाम कर ही, सही राह दिखा देना. मेरे दिल में चले आना, जीवन भर छा जाना. मेहर तेरी बरसाना, मुझे अपना बना लेना. संसार में रह कर भी तुम्हें अब ना भुला पाऊं. संसार में रह कर भी तुम्हें कब ना भुला पाऊं. दामन को धरे जाऊं, दुख से नहीं घबराऊं. दामन को धरे जाऊं, दुख से नहीं मधुसूदन चाहे यही, मधुसूदन चाहे यही, मेरी आन मिला देना, मेरे दिल में चले आना, जीवन भर छा जाना, मेहर तेरी बरसाना, मुझे अपना बना लेना, मुझे अपना बना लेना। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Lovely, thank you. Now we have Honey Baba Bunny, Jai Baba. That's so sweet.
Thank you, and happy 501st to everybody. May we all live another 501 years as well. Uh, this is out of the Wayfarers, and it's about the must Kareem Baba, um, written by Bill Donkin. Um, First, he starts out with a little quote by William Blake. In what distant deeps or skies burnt the fire of thine eyes? That was William Blake. Probably that poem about the tiger, tiger burning bright. The memory of this great Majzub like Jalali must, of the sixth plane, will perhaps never leave the minds of those who saw him, for the face and eyes of Karim Baba radiated such a plenitude of fire and glory that in his presence, even a phlegmatic man, that's like a phlegmatic is like overly calm and uh, unemotional. So even a phlegmatic man felt deeply stirred. This is not a picturesque exaggeration. And amongst the Mandali, Karim Baba was named the Tiger Man because he really possessed the power of provoking a mood of admiration mixed with fear. And it is a pity that his portrait does not bring out this quality. Karim Baba jerked his head at the moment of exposure, and despite attempts at touching up, the final reproduction does not reveal the immeasurable splendor of his glance. Although perhaps no photograph could really do justice to this startling quality of his. Have a wonderful day.
Thank you so much. Such a rare piece. Thank you.
My pleasure.
Tina, Jai Baba.
Did you call on me? Okay.
Yes.
Well, recently we had Thanksgiving and I spent it alone because Dr. Fauci said I shouldn't be around other people. So, you know, there's a line in the Gujarati Arti, your lovers yearn for you to bestow upon them the light of your faith. So I'm praying to keep the faith that someday this pandemic will be over and that there is a solution to it because I'm not enjoying it. And plus, I broke my leg. I'm going to read a quote on faith from a unity book that I have that I read every day. My thoughts turn to faith. I believe in my capacity to be hopeful, assured, and strengthened as I embark on this journey of faith. Faith keeps me open to discovering the reasons to have hope, even when I do not yet see any evidence for my hopefulness. Faith gives me assurance that my indwelling divinity will lead me to accomplish all I set out to achieve. Faith fortifies me with the necessary strength to transcend my limited human knowledge, allowing divine wisdom to guide my thoughts. I believe in the good things to come. I believe in my ability to bring those things into manifestation. I'm grateful for the gift of faith. And then there's a quote from Romans. It's just a Bible verse. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, so that you may abound in hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Tina. We all pray to Baba. May this be over soon. Martha, Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba. Yeah, it's a nice thought about faith. I know I never had any faith until I learned about Meher Baba. So thank Baba for that. I'm going to read Love Poems from God, something from there by, I think you pronounce it Meister Eckhart. And it's short. It's called The Wind Will Show Its Kindness. A man born blind can easily deny the magnificence of a vast landscape. He can easily deny all the wonders that he cannot touch, smell, taste, or hear. But one day, the wind will show you its kindness and remove the tiny patches that covered our eyes, and we will see God more clearly than we have ever seen ourselves. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you. We now have Michelle. Jai Baba.
Jay Baba. Wow, that's beautiful. Tina, wow. So for Thanksgiving, yeah, Baba gave me this song on the center quite some time ago when I was lamenting how I thought that maybe instead of going to London, I could have gone to India if I only knew. So, anyway, I guess this song is coming to terms with that. Jai Baba. You knew me, I didn't know you. You found me when I was looking the other way. When I finally saw you, I dropped my guard. Now love's flame burns in my heart. Yes, it's true, I was so empty, longing for something I could not explain. When I recognized you, I took your name. Now love's flame burns in my heart. What took me so long to know you'd carry me home? And I'm thankful for that spark you gave, that sunless flame burning in my heart. There you were,
just the right time. When I fell for you, I fell real hard. Now love's flame burns in my heart. What took me so long to know you'd carry me home? And I'm thankful for the spark you gave, that sunless flame burning in my heart. Things that are real are given in silence, and that is how you shoot yourself to me. When I finally saw you, I dropped my guard. Now love's flame burns in my heart. When I finally saw you, I dropped my guard. Now love's flame burns in my heart. Now love's flame, now love's flame, now love's flame burns in my heart.
Jai Meher Baba. Jai Baba. So much love to everybody. Jai Baba.
Beautiful, Jai Baba. Betty, Jai Baba.
Baba, let me, there. Hey, Baba, everybody. Nice to see so many. This is a Ward Park song, Blue Horizon. Oh, Meher, since you stole my heart and fled across the sea, each thought of you is like a dart of blissful agony. You are more beautiful, Meher, than any I've set eyes on. When will I see you coming back across the blue horizon? Without you, desolate am I, and yet my bitter grief is redolent with your memory that brings my heart relief. You are more beautiful, Meher, than any I've set eyes on. When will I see you coming back across the blue horizon? Oh, Meher, longing is my joy, and ruin is my pleasure. For in that house that you destroy is found love's perfect treasure. You are more beautiful, Meher, than any I've set eyes on. When will I see you coming back across the blue horizon? When will I see you coming back across the blue horizon? Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Beautiful. Meher, Jai Baba.
Hi, good morning and good noon and good afternoon to everyone here, East, West, and Middle East. all together around the world. Okay. And yay, 500, 501 now. 8 months already. Wow. Amazing. It's almost a child, 8 months. Another month and it's a full child. Oh, Bhagavatam, Myo Baba Kichi. Hari Param Matama Ahurama Kadiyatanu Hari Param Matama Ahurama Kadiyatanu Hari Paramatma Ahurama Kadiyatanu Hari Paramatma Ahurama Kadiyatanu Meher Baba Kadiyatanu Hari Param Matama Ahurama 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 Kadiyatanu Hari Param Kadiyatanu Meher Baba Kadiyatanu over the tile, Meher Baba Ki Jai Baba in all of us, Jai Mama.
Jai
Thank
Baba.
you.
Beautiful. Thank you.
Thank
We
you.
now have Jack. Jai Baba. Jack, are you there?
Hold on. Okay, we're all right now. Okay. This is called Another Day in Paradise. And I wanted to say, I don't know how all of you think about the word paradise, but for me, it's a combination of things. I have a passion for Baba. I have a passion for the woman I love. I have a passion for competing against myself. And I have a compassion for reading and writing. And that makes up my paradise. Compare that to Baba's life and all that he suffered, and both physically and mentally. It makes our paradise attainable. So here we go. Oh, beloved, what a strange place this is that I find myself in, caught between two worlds, both as if they'd never been. All this occurred in an eternal flash that left perception dim, as you stole my heart and left me out on illusion's limb. Unwanted and alone, left to finally play my part in trying to follow your wish and eternal whim. What has become of me since then? this undeserving and ignorant pretense of a human being who really doesn't know from where or when, whose forceful mind veils his heart from love's beseeching. Oh, beloved, Ambrose knows it's all your created whimsy, but he's caught in the web of Maya's tangled snare, strung between Eden's limbs, all of which are rather flimsy, and desire's apple in front of his face swinging in the air. If this world is your paradise, forgive me, for I struggle hard to see. My mind refuses to relent, and my heart's caught in a vise. This lump of bones and flesh constantly tries to prevent your love from finally releasing me. So in your paradise another day I spend, marking time and taking up space, knowing full well it's up to you to end this losing game of who am I that faces me and the rest of the human race. Get my thing here. And response is, Ambrose, you are such a silly fool, and oftentimes tickle my fancy. But I do have one particular piece of advice that to ignore would be awfully chancy. Just keep loving me, and loving me. And every day will always be another day in paradise. Thank you.
Jai Baba. Thank you.
Welcome.
All right. So we have Al. I'll sing later. Al, please unmute.
Yes, hi. Jai Baba to all, especially my dear friend Ursula, who I see joining us regularly these days. Anyway, today I want to remind everyone we're having a big Thanksgiving weekend celebration at the Circle of Friends. It'll be live and also on Zoom. So I've been practicing for that since I'll start the program. I did want to reminisce a little bit that I started going to India. I was in India a couple of times, but in '94 I started going regularly, and I've only missed like 2 or 3 times. And I always go around January, February, because you get Amartithi. Then you have Baba's birthday, which is a big celebration with the Baba birthday play. And the Amannagar group invites us over. And there's a Western night. And the Western night, I'm always singing the same song because the Indians love it. And then after that week, we had a big celebration for Dolly and Giles' wedding anniversary. So anyway, I'm going to sing this song called Who is the One That's the World's Greatest Wonder? And I want to preface it by saying Baba says there's only one question to ask, and that is, who am I? And to that question, there's only one real answer, and that is, I am God. And once you realize the answer to that one real question, there are no more questions to ask. Don't we all look forward to that? Anyway, here goes with Who is the One Who's the World's Greatest Wonder? The Indians love it because it's a gesture song, but you can't see my gestures. So I won't do the gestures, just the singing. So here goes. Oh, who is the one who's the world's greatest wonder? It's Meher Baba. And who is the one in whose silence is thunder? It's Meher Baba. He comes in this Advent to take us home. We all shall be free, and no more shall we roam. The stars are in his care. He partied at Pig Fair. He's Meher Baba. And tell me, who is the one who has brought us together? It's Meher Baba. Who is the one that will not leave us ever? Why, it's Meher Baba. Oh, he's Jesus, he's Buddha, he's Krishna too. He lives in our hearts. He is me, he is you. He's dapper, he's dandy. He sailed with Mahatma Gandhi. He's Meher, he's Meher Baba. Thank you all for listening, and I hope to see quite a few of you at 3:30 on Zoom. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba. Thank you, Al. We now have Gail. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. I am reading from Money's book, God Brother, Stories from My Childhood with Meher Baba. This is from the chapter Santa Cruz Memories. And Money was almost 8, she said, in this passage. And she and her mom had gone to this suburb of Mumbai, then Bombay. And so here's an excerpt. With sparkling clarity, I remember Baba squatting on that carpet in the hall of his rich devotee's home. A couple of his disciples sat nearby. I don't remember who they were. All I remember is me squatting beside him, helping him make matchboxes. Yes, matchboxes. There was a pile of unfinished matchboxes before him, next to a little hill of loose matchsticks. Thousands and thousands of matchsticks, from what I could see. I helped Baba paste picture labels onto the empty matchboxes and then helped him fill them with matchsticks. You had to do it just so. Pack them tight and evenly with the match heads all on one side. You had to really concentrate, and the work was slow going for the ones around him, not for Baba. His slim fingers moved swiftly like butterfly wings as he worked with those matches. I don't know why they were being made, those matchboxes, or for whom, but if in the course of time I was to get 2 insights that explained certain things in my life. Firstly, as to why I developed a sudden passion for collecting empty matchboxes in the later years at school. It dawned on me that making matchboxes with Baba in Santa Cruz as a child had given birth to this passion of mine for collecting matchboxes later on. I collected hundreds of them, their labels bearing all kinds of pictures: Radha Krishna, Sita Ram, a red rose, a cock, a bullock cart, and a white horse, and lots more. I swapped popular film posters with my friends for using matchboxes, for used matchboxes from their kitchens. Secondly, I was able to see Baba's act of filling those empty boxes with matches in quite a different light. From Baba's casual remarks over the years, we had come to know that every act of his, however small, produced a universal effect. Being universal, whatever Baba did was universal and unlimited. So while Baba was packing those thousands of matchsticks into empty matchboxes, was it a symbolic act? Was he passing on the light of his love to thousands of hearts chosen to be his candles? Knowing some of the ways of his working, my answer is yes. Avatar, Meher Baba, Ki Jai.
Thank you so much, Gail. Thank you. We now have Rati. Rati.
जय बाबा बसाओ मन में मेहर सारे जीवन में मेहर बसाओ मन में मेहर सारे जीवन में मेहर मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाई ना मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाई ना कोई भी काम करो मेहर नाम लूं, मेहर नाम लेके ही दिन गुजार लूं। कोई भी काम करो मेहर नाम लूं, मेहर नाम लेके ही दिन गुजार लूं। सुख में या दुख में हूँ मेहर भूलू ना, सुख में या दुख में हूँ मेहर भूलू ना। मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना। धर्म कर्म जात पात से न वास्ता, मंदिर हो मस्जिद हो उसे ढूंढता। धर्म कर्म जात पात से न वास्ता, मंदिर हो मस्जिद हो उसे पूजता। वो मेरा मैं उसका उसे छोड़ू ना, वो मेरा मैं उसका उसे छोड़ू ना। मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना। उनके दर्शन से भरम टूट गया है, सत सत की सीमा को पार किया है। उनके दर्शन से भरम टूट गया है, सत सत की सीमा को पार किया है। भेदभाव दूर हुए खुल गए नैना, भेदभाव दूर हुए खुल गए नैना। मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना। माया से छूटने का एक ही उपाय, मेहर नाम मेहर काम मेहर में समाए। माया से छूटने का एक ही उपाय, मेहर नाम मेहर काम मेहर में समाए। मधुसूदन मेहर ज्ञान एक साधना, मधुसूदन मेहर ध्यान एक साधना। मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना। बसाओ मन में मेहर सारे जीवन में मेहर, बसाओ मन में मेहर सारे जीवन में मेहर। मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना, मुझे तो मेहर बिना कछु भाए ना। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Wonderful. Thank you, Jai Baba. Now we have Marvin. Jai Baba.
Hey, Baba, good day, everyone. I found a very short story here from Erich's That's How It Was. And although nothing profound or extraordinary here, it is the story of where the idea for Baba's alphabet board came from. It's entitled Slates. I just told a story in which I mentioned Meher Baba using a slate. In the early years when Baba first stopped speaking, that was how he communicated. My first memory of meeting Baba occurred not long after he had started observing silence. I have told that whole story before, so I won't go into detail now, but one of my vivid memories from that meeting was of Baba sitting cross-legged on the ground with a pile of slates on either side of him. Baba had a slate pen. I don't think you have slate pens nowadays, but in those days we didn't use chalk. We had special pens known as slate pens, which were made for writing on slate. Baba used to take a slate and write on it to communicate with his visitors. When the slate was full, one of the mandali used to clean it. Baba used the slates for several months. Padre used to tell the story of how in the early days, Baba would stay at night in the hut known as Japti at Lower Mehrabad. During the night, there was always one of the mandalis sitting outside the hut as a watchman. Baba would write messages on a slate and pass it through an opening, a small window in the hut, if he wanted to communicate with the watchman. One night while Padre was on duty, he fell asleep. After a while, he woke up, feeling refreshed and very happy that Baba had not discovered him sleeping. But when he went to the opening in the hut, he noticed the slate. On it was a message from Baba, calling Padre an ass for sleeping on duty and saying how thirsty Baba had been while Padre was asleep and there was no one to get him water. According to Pendu, it was probably early 1927 that Baba stopped using the slate. One day, Pendu and Vishnu were with Baba, and for some reason he didn't have a slate with him. Perhaps one of the mandali had gone to clean it and hadn't returned. Anyway, Baba couldn't, quote, talk to the mandali, so he picked up a piece of newspaper and tried pointing out words on that. But you know what a newspaper is like. The print is too small. It was impossible to tell what Baba was pointing at. But this gave Vishnu and Pendu the idea of putting the letters of the alphabet on a board with enough distance between them so Baba could point easily and there would be no confusion. So they made the first alphabet board. Baba liked it so much that he never used the slate again. Jai Baba, everyone.
Baba. Now we have Marilyn.
Hi, Jai Baba, everybody. That was a great share, Marvin. That was great. Thank you. I'm going to try to sing. And if I get out of tune, I might speak it. This is written by Ward Parts. I am all for Meher. I don't think that I'll get through the whole thing. Let's see. Okay, Baba. This is for Baba and for all of you who keep him so much in your hearts. Let me just go like this. It'll be better. I am all for Meher, and he is for me, far closer than my own breath. I know him to be. I am dying inside, but my pain only makes me happy. I am his, it is he who lives in me. My heart is filled with aching, yet sweet is my pain. I'm not going to sing it twice, even though it says to. I'll go to the next verse. For this fire is a harbinger of rain. When you are with me, how can I complain? I am all for Meher, and he is for me, far closer than my own breath. I know him to be. I am dying inside, but my pain only makes me happy. I am his, it is he who lives in me. Remembrance feeds on my moments, each in turn. Yet the more that I am possessed, the more I yearn. To be yours only is my one concern. I am all for Meher, and he is for me, far closer than my own breath. I know him to be. I am dying inside, but my pain only makes me happy. I am his, it is he who lives in me. When you are all my desiring, how shall I pray? Your matchless loveliness steals my tongue away. Between us, Meher, words should hold no sway. Since wine distills from each blood drop, my heart has bled. 1,000 tears remain unshed. When I have died at your feet, I'll rest my head. I am all for Meher, and he is for me. Far closer than my own breath, I know him to be. I am dying inside, but my pain only makes me happy. I am his, it is he who lives in me. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai. Thank you, Baba, for this beautiful group of Arti lovers, Baba lovers.
Thank you so much. We'll now have Bhikkhu quickly. Today we have the 501st Arti Bonanza bonus time from Miss Angela.
Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
ने अपने को तो आजमाया नहीं, धोखे से उन्हें दिल दे बैठे। हमने अपने को तो आजमाया नहीं, धोखे से उन्हें दिल दे बैठे। जब देखा हाल मोहब्बत का, हम दिल ही दिल में रो बैठे। जब देखा हाल मोहब्बत का, हम दिल ही दिल में रो बैठे। अब राह मोहब्बत मंजिल पर बढ़ सकते नहीं, रुक सकते नहीं। अब राह मोहब्बत मंजिल पर बढ़ सकते नहीं, रुक सकते नहीं। ना इसके रहे ना उसके रहे, बस चैन हमारा खो बैठे। जब देखा हाल मोहब्बत का, हम दिल ही दिल में रो बैठे। खुशहाल थे हम, बेफिक्र थे हम, पर उनकी कहाँ से नजर पड़ी। पायल क्या किया, पागल ही किया, आराम हमारा खो बैठे। पायल क्या किया, पागल ही किया, आराम हमारा खो बैठे। हम समझे थे मंजिल है आसान, पर जाएंगे यूं हंसते हंसते। हर हाल में एक कदम मुश्किल, क्या मुक्त मुसीबत ले बैठे। जब देखा हाल मोहब्बत का, हम दिल ही दिल में रो बैठे। अब किस शिकायत किसको करे, बस दिल को तसल्ली देना है। मधुसूदन ये है कसूर अपना, हम अपनी मुसीबत हो बैठे। जब देखा हाल मोहब्बत का, हम दिल ही दिल में रो बैठे। हमने अपने को तो आजमाया नहीं, धोखे से उन्हें दिल दे बैठे। There is a footnote of this song. It says in Hindi, मेहर बाबा से दोस्ती करना, उनको दिल दे बैठना, उनके प्रेम जाल में फंस जाना, इन सारी बातों का अंजाम क्या होता है, ये बड़े मीठे ढंग से इस गीत में बताया गया है। गुरु प्रसाद में एक दर्शन कार्यक्रम के दौरान ये भजन बाबा को सुनाया गया। गीत गाकर सुनाने वाले मधुसूदन नहीं बल्कि भजन मंडली कोई और सदस्य थे, वो थे हमारे प्रताप भाई। बाबा ने गीत को बड़े ध्यान पूर्वक सुना और फिर बड़ी गंभीरता से मधुसूदन से प्रश्न किया, ये गीत तुमने लिखा है? मधुसूदन ने हाँ में जवाब दिया। बाबा ने आगे पूछा, लिखने के पहले कितने पैग लगाए थे, कितनी शराब पी थी? जय बाबा।
Jai Baba. So what Bhikkhu just said is that this song tells us of what it is to have friendship with Baba, to love him, to hold on to his daman, and ultimately what happens to our lives when we do that. Thank you, Bhikkhu. Jai Baba. Now we have Rosalie. Jai Baba. Then we have two last songs, one mine and one surprise.
It goes on and on. My inspiration in these Corona days is, of course, Baba. And I find him most directly when he spoke to Norina. Simple words, and I'm so fascinated by them. See me live in you in small ways of life. The everyday ritual of selfless harmony. The unsatisfied element in you is God, who needs you to be like him. Unsatisfied humor is God, when winning in you the dual show of I. And I have to say, it is a dual show going on. And this is one of the few things that Baba says that helps me relate to it a little better, you know. And then the kicker line, I call it Baba's one-liner, being the foremost stand-up comedian with his Leela, love makes fast progress through its unbroken action of divine light. And to me, that's what's going on. And even though I don't like this phase of it, I like it very little, very little. It's his Leela and a little on the wrath side. So, but I'm grateful. I'm warm in my home. I've been fed. I thank God for Baba in my life. And they maintain my sense of humor about it all. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba, thank you. So now we have our second last song for today. It's the 501st Arti, a surprise Aloba's Arti from Ma Meher. Jai Baba.
Jai Meher
Welcome
Baba.
her in the house, everyone.
Jai Meher Baba. Yeah, my voice. You listen.
Please begin. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Jai Meher Baba. Meher Baba. مظهر حق مالک و پروردگار پاکی از دانی خدا انسان تویی آمرزگار تو زراتشت رام و عیسی و محمد هم تویی ایزدی دادار اهور مست خالق لیل و نهار هستی مسجود ملائک باشی معبود بشر در کلیسا و کنش دنداشقا نتبی قرار می ستایی می پرستی ما تو را از جان و دل بوسه زن بر آستانت ما شب و روز بار بار تو چراغ مه روی مان در دل و جان بر فروز تازه تو روشن شوی مراه یا بینام دار ای خدا انسان تو اعمال بده ما را بسوز جز تو نبود دیگری ما را یار و غم گسار بندگی و آرتیمان را ز لطف خود پذیر ما سناخوان توییم در هر مکان و هر دیار کی توانی ما ستاییمت بابای مهربان آنچه در شأن تو گفتیم یک بود اندر هزار. Avatar Meher Baba Ki Jai.
That was wonderful. Now, before we get into our special talk for the day, a big thank you to our beloved Baba with Ustad Dhanyavad. Please sing at your end as well. Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad. Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad, Ustad Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Dhanyavad Meher. Hormaz Dhanyavad, Hormaz Dhanyavad, Hormaz Dhanyavad, Hormaz Dhanyavad. Zartush Dhanyavad, Zartush Dhanyavad, Zartush Dhanyavad, Zartush Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad, Rama Dhanyavad. Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad, Krishna Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad, Buddha Dhanyavad. Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad, Jesus Dhanyavad. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher, Dhanyavad Meher. Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad, Muhammad Dhanyavad. Allah Dhanyavad, Allah dhanyavad, Allah dhanyavad, Allah dhanyavad. Oh Meher, dhanyavad Meher, dhanyavad Meher, dhanyavad Meher. Oh Meher, dhanyavad Meher, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर. मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, बाबा धन्यवाद. ओ मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर. ओ मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर. हुर्मस धन्यवाद, जरतुश धन्यवाद, रामा धन्यवाद, कृष्णा धन्यवाद, बुद्धा धन्यवाद, जीसस धन्यवाद, मोहम्मद धन्यवाद, अल्लाह धन्यवाद, मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद. ओ मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर. ओ मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर, धन्यवाद मेहर. मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, मेहर बाबा धन्यवाद, बाबा धन्यवाद. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय. Now we move on to our young guest for today for the EastWest Satsang, Meher Akshay Bundellu from Pune. So let me share the screen with everyone as I introduce him. And today we had some lovely Madhusudan songs, and Meher Akshay is the great nephew of Subhadraji, who is Madhusudan's wife. So Meher Akshay is this young Baba enthusiast from Pune. He is the grandson of Mr. Krishnaswamy Bundellu and the great-grandson of Mr. Yellappa Ramayya Bundellu. And just like all his prolific ancestors in his family, he is an active participant and also has this beautiful group called All Things Meher Baba in his love and cause. The floor is yours, Meher Akshay, to take us through your anecdotes and your life journey in being in a lovely Baba family. Thank you for coming on today, Meher.
Jai
Please
Baba.
unmute.
Jai Baba Rosh.
We can't hear you.
Yeah, it's an internet problem. He just froze.
Yes. How can we have 501st Arti without Baba's Zuma?
Yes. So as Roshni Didi said, I'm from Pune, and yes, I come from a family of old Baba lovers. Since my great grandparents, we are into Meher Baba. Let me tell you. So back in the day, when my great grandfather, he came from Karachi to India after the partition. So that was the time when they came to Pune, and here they settled, and we met quite a lot of people, and they made friends with Ramchandra Gadekar ji, if you must be knowing. So Mr. Ramchandra Gadekar, he was a Baba lover at that time, and their family still is. So they all became friends because they used to live in the same neighborhood, and but that was not how it all began. So once upon a time, my great grandmother, she was just going out to buy some vegetables and some stuff, and she found a small photo on the road of Meher Baba. And she picked that photo up. It's somewhere it attracted her, and she picked that photo and she came back home. And at that point of time, the entire family, used to believe in Ram Bhagwan and Krishna Bhagwan and, all the Hindu gods. So we had this Bhagavad Gita, and yeah, just let me check what it was. Yeah, so we had that, and so my great grandmother, she put that photo into that particular book, a holy book. So and then she kept it into that, and then it all, like, they forgot about it. And then slowly and steadily, when they started meeting friends and they started interacting with them, so that's when they got to know more about Baba. And given the fact that my great grandfather, he had a lot of kids. So one of them was Subhadraji, and the others, there were three daughters and three daughters and three sons. So Subhadraji was the one who used to sing very well in the family, and also the other, her siblings used to sing very well as well. Some of them used to probably play some instruments. Am I audible and am I visible to you all? Because I cannot see anything over here.
Yes, you are, Akshay. Continue.
Okay, thank you. So
I'm doing screen sharing in between, Akshay. So if you're on the phone, then you may not be able to see everyone.
Okay, fine, not an issue. So, like I said, Subhadraji and her siblings, like my grandfather, my grandfather's younger brother, the elder brother, so they used to probably, play some instruments like the tabla and stuff, and Subhadraji used to sing. So all these people, the friends, they started, they started having get-togethers, and, they started meeting up, and then they started having these bhajans, and they used to kind of sing Baba bhajans. They used to talk about Baba. They used to discuss about Baba. And that's how it all began. So let me just see who all were the family members at that point of time. So there was a Gadikar, like the Gadikar family was there for sure. Then there was Gaikwad family. Ramchandra Gaikwad, if I'm not wrong. So Prakash Gaikwad is right now, Prakash Gaikwad is his son, and right now they stay in Aurangabad. So that family was also here. There was Rashid family. Rashid family, Rashid uncle came from the background of Dr. Ghani. So that was that was one of the families. Then we had Shinde family, we had Vavre family, we had Kamble family, Dhavle family. So all of these families, they started getting together, and they started, having meetings and discussions, and they used to sing Baba bhajans, and they used to have a good time. And that's how slowly and steadily Pune Center emerged. And of course, we also had Thare family, because Thare family is related to my family. And so all of us used to stay together at that point of time. And then slowly and steadily they moved out. But then we all started coming together, and, like Pune Center, that's how it all emerged. And so then Milan, the one who used to, Milan was the one who used to take all the beautiful photographs of Meher Baba. So if you see any good photograph right now, like there are few which are also on the Meher Nazar site. So even those pictures are taken by Milan. I do have a personal album of my family with Baba, and all the pictures that he's given us. So grateful for that. So one thing that my grandmother used to always tell me is that Baba once told Subhadra that if you will follow me and do exactly as I tell you, and if you listen to me, I will make you the Meera of this advent of mine. So that was pretty awesome. But I think some things didn't really work out, and that really didn't happen. This is what I got to know later on. So my father's elder brother, Mr. Mahendra Kumar Bundellu, who is no more right now. So when he was a child, when he was in school, there's this incident that we have. Just a moment. Yeah. So at that point of time, when he was in school, he was notorious, and he was extremely naughty. So he used to trouble all the girls in his school, and he used to probably, take their tiffins. He used to eat their tiffins, and he used to do all sorts of naughty things in school. So my grandmother used to always, kind of beat him and yell at him, shout at him, and she was frustrated with him. So she said, like, now this is it. Like, things are going out of my hand and I cannot do anything about it. So she said, I'm going to tell this to Baba. So one day she took him and she went to Baba and she was like, Baba, look, you do something about it, because there's, there's only so much that I can do. So you have to do something about this. So Baba asked her, like, obviously Baba was not talking, but he did communicate at that point of time through gestures. So Baba asked her, like, what is his name? And she said, his name is Nandakumar. And then Baba said, why do you have this name? And Baba said that this is my childhood name. When I was when I was in the advent of Krishna Bhagwan, that is the time when I had this name, Nandakumar. So obviously we all know that Lord Krishna was also very naughty and notorious. So that is what Baba meant, that he's getting these qualities because of the name. And then Baba himself suggested for a name change. So Baba gave him the name Mahendra Kumar to my uncle. And that's how he got the name, and that's when things started kind of falling into place and he was all fine and no more complaints. So one of my father's another brother, elder brother, the middle brother in fact, his name was Praveen Kumar. And Baba would particularly, this is what my grandmom would always tell me, that Baba would particularly love him and show a lot of affection towards him. Once upon a time, Baba also happened to give him a box full of chocolates. And Baba specifically gave these instructions that only this boy will eat these chocolates, one every day. And that is what he followed, and that is what my grandmother also followed for him, and my grandfather followed for him. And but as of today, we are really not sure where he is and whether he's still in this world or not. But we never know what Baba has planned and what Baba planned for him. So, but we did all that we could for him. And now there is this one family darshan that let me just see. Okay, so Baba was on this spree of giving darshan at the homes of the devotees. I don't exactly remember the year and all of that, but yes. So what I got to know is that after his American accident, that is the time when Baba came and Baba visited our home and he gave darshan at our home. So this is what all of my family members and even the extended family members would tell, that Baba visited 5 homes. One of them being our home, the Bundellu family home, Thare family home, the LR Kamble family home, Vavre family home, and there's one more family that Baba visited at their home and gave darshan. Gadekar family's home, Baba stayed over there. So that is also one of the families. So when Baba visited a few homes in this list, so he called our family once, and specifically for a darshan program. And that was the time when my father was hardly a month old, a month and 7 days old or something like that. So that is when Baba, said that he called all of my family members and he said that, look, I won't be able to give you darshan. I won't be able to come at your place and give you all the So the ground floor is something that we had rented out. We had given it on rent, and the first floor was the one where we all used to stay. So Baba said that I will not be able to climb these steps, and I won't be able to climb the stairs and come at your place to give the darshan. So I am sorry, I won't be able to give you guys the darshan. And that was at that point of time, my granny was somebody, my grandmother, she was extremely, she was very direct with Baba. She used to kind of be straightforward and tell Baba, whatever she felt. So this is what she said. she said that, Baba, you're right. I mean, obviously you've been through this accident and you have these injuries, but that is because, what you have endured is also part of your divine work. This is what she told Baba. And she said that, just a moment, let me just see, where did I lose it? Okay. Yes, and she also said, this is what she told me. She said that, Baba, you are God, and what can happen to you? You can very easily come at our place and you can give darshan. And the accident and the injury is all part of your divine work. When I will be having my grandkids and they will grow big and they'll ask me like, why did you not kind of pull the strings and make this happen? So this is what she told Baba. And and then Baba told Iraj, Baba said, see how smart she is. Then Iraj Kaka also smiled. And that's when Baba said, your house is also so old, because obviously our house was built, was almost at that point of time, it was 50, 60 years old. So Baba said, your house is also very old and weak. And if I come and if it breaks, and then what? Baba was obviously joking with her. And then my grandmother also, she carried on the joke and she said, you are the avatar, you're the avatar of the age. How can it fall down when you are there? Then Baba told Iraj that, look how smart she is. I mean, he gestured how smart she is. That was the time when Baba smiled and he said, tomorrow morning, 8 a.m., tomorrow morning at 8, I will be at your place. So it was hardly a matter of a few hours and the night time. So this is what happened. The next day, sharp at 8 a.m., Baba was there at our home with a few of the Mandli people. So as Baba was supposed to come, the entire house was, it was like a mayhem, and everybody was doing preparing and kind of just decorating the entire house and putting things into place. Like my family, the Bundellu family was there, Thade family was there, and they were preparing, they were decorating, they were preparing snacks all through the night. There was this young boy, a young man named Shankar, who used to work at the bakery next to our house. So my grandparents, they convinced him to, make 2 big cakes because Baba was arriving. So that's how we got 2 big cakes for the occasion. And also because as Baba had said that, Baba had said that he's suffering from an injury and it is tough for him to climb the steps. So what my family did was they put a rod of all across the stairs so that Baba could easily come through the stairs. So Baba came and he sat in the middle room. There were 3 rooms in the house, so he sat in the middle room where all the decoration and everybody was there, and we had made the arrangements over there. And at that point of time, there used to be very little material for decoration and stuff. And given the notice that Baba had given us, the duration was so less that whatever material that they had in the house, they took that and they put it out for decoration. And my grandmother and my grandfather's younger brother's wife, so both of them, they took all the good saris that they had and they started decorating the house and they started decorating the place where Baba would be sitting. And the chair on which Baba sat, we still have the chair right now. If you can see, if Roshni Didi is sharing the photo, you can see that, the sari decoration, the chair, and where Baba was sitting, right on top of that, on the wall, there is a small photo of Meher Baba. It's a very rare photo. I haven't seen that photo very often right now because now on social media, a lot of things are circulating. I haven't come across that photo. So it's a very rare one that we have. And Baba specifically gave instructions that this particular photo should not move from this place. So we had that photo from that point of time till the time we sold the house. So we had to sell it off. Up until then we had it. Only when they were about to pull the wall down, that's when I went and I was like, okay, now I'll take this photograph. And so I have it with me, it's safe with me, and we'll preserve it for sure. So Baba, that's how, And let me tell you a little bit about that photograph as well. There is a good story to that. So when my grandmother was married,
Do you, Meher Akshay, sorry to interrupt. Do you have it to show us? Is it handy around you to show us by any chance?
one of the photos, you can see my great-grandfather and my great-grandfather and Baba, they are holding hands and they're greeting each other. And you can see a photograph, behind on the wall over there. So there's Irish
Okay.
Kaka. Yeah, on his left, you can
Yes.
see that. Yeah. So that is the photo. We still have it and I still have it. So let me tell you something about that. So when my grandmother was married and she came home, so she was the one who put a small bulb on that photo. So like just a small bulb, these days we have these Diwali decorations and stuff. So there are these bulbs. So she put a bulb of that kind on top of that photo. And that bulb, when it was switched on, we have never switched it off from that point of time. So all day and all night it used to be on, and it lasted for 50 years. And the year in which the bulb went off, I clearly remember I was there. The year in which the bulb went off, that was the same year my granny passed away. So it really, and we still have that bulb, to be honest. And now coming back, so Baba was obviously over there and at our home, and he gave the darshan and he ate the snacks, and it was a quick visit. And Baba came in the kitchen room and he waved off. He waved to everybody who was standing, on the road on the other side of the house. And he waved and then he moved across the house, and that's when he left. And we were all very happy, and I'm personally very, very grateful that my grandmother convinced Baba to come and visit our home. Now, there was this one incident in probably 1961. That was the time when Baba had asked for food to be sent to him from our home. So we sent, that was the time when Baba was staying at Guru Prasad. And so at that time, the mandali's food had to be sent separately, like the men, the food for the men would go separately and the food for the women has to go separately. You can't send them both in the same container like that. So so what happened was my grandfather, 4 days before the due date, he bought 2 hen, or to make a delicious dish of chicken for Baba, and thought that that is what we would serve Baba on that day. But despite my my grandmother, she used to give them all these these snacks, and at that point of time they had some seeds or something or dana that they used to give those to those hen, so that they could eat and they could be healthy and that they could be served to Baba eventually. But what happened was my grandmother came and she told my grandfather that, look, these hens, they're eating nothing. They're absolutely eating nothing, and they are not even moving from one place. So I don't even know what's happened to them. And she said that, why don't you just go and check with Airaj Bhai, okay, what exactly is the situation? And maybe he might have some answers to that. So, but my grandfather, he went and he met Airaj Kaka, and he told that this is what is happening. And that's when Airaj Kaka said that Baba doesn't eat chicken. So there's no point in feeding those hens. So he eats mutton, but no chicken. This is what he said. And that's when my grandfather came back home and he told my grandmother that this is the case. And this is what my grandmother told me, that, when they went at that point of time and they went to see the hens, how are they doing? What are they doing? That was the time they were literally like jumping from one place to the other. They were flying and they were eating whatever was there, they were eating. So I think that's when they understood that, now they are saved, their lives are saved. So Baba, so that is what happened. And then obviously my grandfather bought mutton, and mutton is goat meat. So my grandfather bought mutton, and that was something that was cooked for Baba on that particular day. So Baba's food, particularly, it was sent in a specific bowl. We had a beautiful tray which we still have, and like all these beautiful china vessels and stuff, you can say. So yeah, so Baba's pink and blue lids and all, because Baba used to like those colors. And the car had come to pick the food. Let me see. Yeah, Baba also loved, black grapes, jamun. So that was also sent. And, the car came and there was like obviously quite a snarl at home. Everybody was running here and there and everybody was busy packing. But what had happened was, my grandmother and my grandfather's brother's wife, so like she's also my grandmother, like my aunt grandmother. So all of these ladies, what they did was they thought that now everything is cooked and there's some time for the car to arrive. So what we'll do is we'll keep the mutton, Baba's mutton, we'll keep it on the gas and we'll let it get all the heat that is necessary for it, so that Baba will get hot and like warm food. So they put that on the burner and then they went away. And then the car came and then they started packing everything. And that's when they just packed everything. They packed all the dishes for the mandali, for the men, the women separately, everything. Baba's food was arranged properly in the tray and it was all given. And they went down and they gave all the food they put all the food in the car and they came back up so happy, thinking that, wow, we've done everything right now. So, one good work done. Thank God. And they came back up and they saw that the mutton was still on the gas. It was still getting warm on the gas. And that was Baba's mutton in particular. And that's when, hell broke loose. And they were like, what to do? Because obviously, Baba would get extremely angry at this, because what I know and what we all know for sure is that when Baba gives you an order, we have to follow that like 100%. We cannot even afford to make any mistakes in that. So they all started panicking, and one of my grandfather's sister's son, Kisan Thade. So they said like, okay, now you're the eldest in the house, and please go and give this mutton to the mandali over there and give it to the team, and they'll give it to Baba. And initially he said, oh God, I'm really scared to go because obviously Baba will yell at me. And they said, look, somebody will have to go. So either way, like somebody has to go. So why don't you just go? And then that's when they convinced him and he went. When he reached, so Baba was informed that, the mutton has come. Because Baba, what my grandmother told me, that Baba was furious to know that the mutton wasn't there. The one bowl was empty. So when Baba got to know that the mutton has arrived, so Baba was happy and he let them in. Although he was angry, but he let them in. He let Mr. Kishan Thare in and he took the dish and he ate. Baba was extremely happy. And as a token of appreciation, what Baba did was he left a little food in each of the bowl and he returned it to us. So when his entire set of tray came back, so each bowl had one small portion of his dish, like as a prasad, So that was really sweet. And yes, so that was one, I would say, one crazy day that they must have had. So now let me tell you one of the incidences of my grandmother. Let me just check the time. Okay. So when my grandmother was married and when she came home, so obviously she came from a family of, she came from a Hindu family where she obviously used to believe in Ram Bhagwan, Krishna Bhagwan, all the goddesses, Shankar Bhagwan, and all of these were like God to her. And when she heard about Baba, so Meher Baba, so she was like, okay, this doesn't really ring a bell, and this doesn't really, I'm not really convinced with that. So she would always tell this, and she told me that she used to talk to Baba, and she used to be like, from like, not physically talk to her, but she used to, from like mentally, she used to talk to Baba and be like, okay, I'm really not convinced of you that you're God. So, obviously I believe in Ram, Krishna, Shankar, and all the goddesses. So I don't really believe in you. So, do something about it. Show me something or show me the way or whatever. But at this point of time, I don't. Time when she was she and to her maiden home, which is in a very different state and far away. And at that point of time, traveling between states was very tough, and it was because it was very tough at that point of time. So they had 5 kids. Traveling with 5 kids was again a nightmare. So both of them, they were in the train, and they were going from Pune till my grandmother's maiden home, which was in a different state. And somewhere the train halted, and my grandfather, he said that I'll go and I'll get water. So my grandmother said, okay, so you can go and fill water in the tap over there and you can come back. So my grandfather got down and he was filling the water, and suddenly my grandmother realized that the train started to move. The train started to move, and when the train picked up speed, she started screaming. She's like, come on, come back in, I am with these 5 kids and I don't know what is to be done, because at that point of time, women were very conservative, and for anything and everything, they probably needed their husband for support. So she was completely, and I know my grandmother, she was always like, oh, I need somebody like that. So she started crying and she started screaming and crying like my husband, and she started crying and she was like, oh God, what to do? And I have my 5 kids. I don't even have the ticket, because the tickets were with my grandfather. So she started crying, and in that moment, she saw a bright light. This is how she described it to me. She saw a bright light, and from within that light, she saw Baba. She saw Baba up until, till his waist. And he told her that, don't worry, he's in the cabin right behind you. And that's what she saw. And then Baba disappeared. And then she was just thinking, like, is this true? Did I really see what I just saw? And after a while, my grandfather came from behind, and he said, I was in that cabin because the train started to pick up speed. I just jumped into whatever cabin that I could. So that was the time my grandmother said, now I believe in you. Now I believe in you, and thank you for this experience, Baba. And that was quite an incident that she had. And because of my grandmother, her family, my grandmother's family as well, came into Baba. So my grandmother's grandmother was so old, and she used to be so worried, and she used to be like, I've sent you so far away. Kalavati was her name. So she used to say, I've sent you so far away, Kala, and I don't even know if you're doing well over there. So she said, don't worry, I've met, and I've got the avatar of this age. So whatever was your decision, somewhere it just worked out for me. And so her grandmother would never understand. But the first time her grandmother took Baba's darshan, that was the moment, she said, Meher Baba, Meher Kar. This is the thing that she said. And these were the words that she had till the end of her life. My grandmother's grandmother. Meher Baba, Meher Kar. And whenever Baba used to give darshan, so if he used to see my grandmother's grandmother in the queue, he used to stop the car and he used to be like, you take darshan right here, right now. Because obviously you are old and you may not be able to stand in the queue. So that was extremely special for my grandmother also. Well, there are a lot of other things, but yes, my grandmother used to always have issues with Subhadraji, and Subhadraji used to always have issues with my grandmother. So that little, exchange that they used to have, so it used to escalate so much that it used to go, we had to tell this to Baba, that Baba, look, these both are not getting along. So there's certain issues and friction in the home. So Baba said, this is what Baba said. Just a moment, let me see. Yeah. Baba told my grandmother and Subhadraji that जब मैं अवतार के रूप में आया हूँ, मैंने तुम दोनों के झगड़े छुड़ाए हैं. That means every single time that I came as an avatar, I have resolved your issues, both of yours. So, and Baba jokingly also told my grandmother that don't worry, the next time when you become Subhadra's mother, so you can probably balance out whatever issues you have with her, as in you can trouble her or something. This is how Baba was, and this is how he used to kind of joke around, but also convey a very, very strong message for all of us. So there are a lot of things about my family, but I think given the time right now, I will move on to my own stuff that I wanted to say. But before I do that, I would also like to say that my great-grandfather, I would say that in the entire family and even in the extended family, I would say that my great-grandfather, Mr. Yellappa Ramaya Bundellu, he was the one who had the most affection, devotion, and love for Meher Baba. So if you can see the picture that I've already shared, the way in which he looks at Baba and the way in which Baba looks at him, it's just so divine. I always look at that picture and I'm always like lost, and I'm like, wow. I mean, my great grandfather. I mean, thank you, because of you that I am into Baba and my entire family is into Baba. Thank you for that great thing. So he, one thing about one story that I know about him was that he, while he was on his deathbed, he was in the hospital, KEN Hospital, which is in Pune, which is right next to the Pune Center. So when he was in the hospital, the doctors, the nurses, the ward boys, they used to constantly come in the room where my great-grandfather was, and my grandmother used to be there, and Narendra Dadaji used to be there most of the time. So he used to come, the doctors and the nurses, the ward boys, they used to come and they used to be like, okay, what are you guys doing? Because are you kind of putting some scent, or are you putting some spray over here? Because the entire hallway, the entire hospital, it's as if somebody has bursted bottles and bottles of scent. And there's such an intense fragrance in the entire hospital. Everybody's asking what is happening. So, and obviously it's coming from this room. So that's when, like, obviously nobody was doing anything of that kind, but somewhere I think it's because of the connection that he had, somewhere the devotion that he had. I think that's how it was, translated. And that's the reason why the fragrance. And when he passed away, my great-grandfather, he passed away on a very beautiful day. That is the Akhadi Ekadashi. This is what my grandmother used to say, that it's a very, very auspicious day for all the Hindus. And my great-grandmother, she had passed away long, long ago. I'm really not sure if she saw Baba. I'm sure she must have, but I don't have any documentation of that. So I can't really comment on that. But when Baba passed away, my grandfather had arranged for a car, and the entire family, when Baba dropped his physical body, in fact, I'm sorry. So my grandfather had arranged for a car, and the entire family went to Nagar to take the final darshan. My great-grandfather went inside the samadhi, and you have to kind of take that round circle. So my great-grandfather took that one last darshan. He took that round circle. He walked across the circle, and he came out. And they were like, everybody was like, did you take Baba's final darshan? Because this is the final darshan. Now he's passed away. That's when my great-grandfather said, this is what I got to know. This is exactly. So my great-grandfather said, कौन कहता है बाबा ने अपना शरीर त्याग दिया है? उन्होंने मुझे अच्छी तरह से आलिंगन किया. That means, who said Baba has dropped his physical body? He just gave me the warmest hug right now. This is what I felt. So that's after a year, after Baba passed away. I mean, after 1 year after Baba dropped his physical body, that's when my great-grandfather also joined Meher Baba. And that's all these stories are like of my family. Now I will move on to something that I would say is my personal, very little or extremely little, contribution into whatever Baba work that I do. I mean, obviously, it's literally nothing, but I will still say, because thank you, Roshni Didi, that you gave me this opportunity to talk about my experience as well, and not just my family's. So I am born into a Baba family, and when I was hardly a few months old, I think I was 10 or 11 months old. That was the time when I was brought on the stage on Pune Center, because my family used to be doing these, Baba birthday plays during the birthday week. So that was a time when they had this one small role of a very small young child that they needed. And that's when I was brought on stage as that child. So that was my beginning on stage for Baba. And since then, I've been acting on stage, I've been singing, I've been acting, I've also been dancing. And now it's come to a point where I'm actually writing the scripts. I'm actually, directing the plays. I'm also like making the properties and everything. So, but I remember this one particular play that I had done when I was in the 6th standard. So up until then, when I was young, my aunt was the one who used to direct the plays. She used to, gather all these kids, and she used to be like, okay, this is your role, this is your role. And I used to always get the role. And, she used to be like, she used to direct the play and write the script as well. But somewhere, somehow in the 6th standard, when I was hardly, I think 13 years old or something, that's when I said, no way, this time I'm going to be I'll do the play. I'll write the script. I'll gather all my friends in my, in the neighborhood, and I'll direct a play. I will act in it, and, these kids will act in it, and we'll make it a super duper hit. So that is what I did. I found a story, I wrote the play, and that story itself was so dramatically, it was so amazing that, to put it as a play, to creatively put that story as a play was extremely, it was quite a challenge, and at the same time, it was also exciting. So that is the play that I did for the very first time. And believe you me, I today when I look back in retrospect, I just feel like, oh my God, like kids at that age, they go out and they play, and this is what I did, I did a drama, I directed a drama at that age. Unbelievable. And believe you me, it was very well received by Baba lovers, although I did learn a lot from that. But just the whole thing of, the properties, showing a stone, a rock falling from the mountain, showing all of that. I was like, assigning people the roles and, do this, you do that, and the whole experience was so uplifting and such a blessing. I remember that was the time when one of the Parsi ladies at the center, so she came up to me. I was really a child. She came up to me and she was like, the next time I'm sending my kids to you, do make sure that you give them a role and also put them on that stage. So that's how, and then 6th standard, and then after that 7th, 8th, 9th, I did nothing. But then 10th standard onwards, that's when I started doing everything on my own. The stories that we always take is from Rustam Falati uncle's book, The Real Treasures. So from what the stories are just so amazing that, we can actually pick them up and put them into, you can use your creative mind and put it into a good play. And that's what I've done from 2010 till this year, all the plays I've been doing. And literally I was 18 or 16, 17, 18, that time when I started full-fledged, been doing a play, then a dance and a song, all by ourselves. And I used to always gather, and then slowly and steadily, my relatives, they said that, oh, wow, why don't you also take our children? And then people at center, they were like, oh, take our children as well. So that's how we just started coming together. And every year we've put a beautiful, beautiful play for Baba's birthday. Obviously, and very, very well received, and people absolutely loved it. And, I wish I can go back in time and, recreate all of those plays. And particularly what I also remember is doing the dances. The dances, we used to always select a Sufi song and we used to perform on that. And just the choreography and the steps. And I always felt like, wow, Baba, is it that you are the one who's giving me, this idea to do a step in this way, to do that and to choreograph it in this manner. And it used to just turn out so beautifully. And all my cousins, my friends, and they used to be like, oh, wow, this is so amazing. And everybody used to love it. And that something, and it was never about kind of doing a good job in the sense to get people to like it, but it was about Baba. I come from a family of Baba lovers who perform for you. So I want to live up to that expectation. I want to live up to their expectation, your expectation, and I want to entertain you on your birthday, Baba. So give me that power and give me that strength to do it and be with me while I'm doing it. And believe you me, every single time he used to be there. And really, it's just been such an amazing experience. The dances, the play, every single thing. And yeah, I mean, so as I said, and also now, okay, like we have very limited time, so I would quickly just say that there was this lady, a Baba lover from Pune. She was actually from Mumbai, but she came to Pune later on. So her name was Miss Rupam Nangia. Nangia, Miss Rupam Nangia. So she started an NGO named the Meher Baba Foundation for Peace and Social Upliftment, which is right now a defunct NGO because obviously she passed away in 2018. So from 2014 till 2018, I volunteered at this NGO, and it was through this NGO, my eyes opened, and I saw the real world. What I can actually contribute as a Baba lover. And through her NGO, I got the opportunity to be a part of the water project at a rural village where they didn't even have water facility. The ICAM project, you just name it, the Youth First project, which gave job opportunities to the underprivileged in the slums here in Pune. So, through these activities, that's when I realized that, I can and I should, in fact, do more than what I'm doing. That is when, all the things started. And I said, obviously, because I've been doing certain things for so long, it only makes sense that now I graduate to another level and do something more. So that's when I just completely went off every single social media. And then a year later, I came up with All Things Meher Baba. All Things Meher Baba, we started with a blog on WordPress, allthingsmeherbaba.wordpress.com. That was a blog. Over there, we started sharing stories of people that are doing really good work in the name of Baba and doing some good Baba work. Like for example, there's this doctor who has a dispensary in Pune, Dr. Meher Bheem. So she runs a dispensary absolutely free of cost, no profits to be made. So she gives medicines to people where they can't really afford and they need to get the treatments. So she does that noble work. Then we share such stories, and through these stories, I have learned so much and I've enriched as a person also through the plays that I've been doing. I've learned and I've grown and I've enriched every single play. If you ask me even today, the moral of the story, it's etched, on my mind. And I know that this is how we have to live. That's when, and obviously now that the pandemic, and because of the pandemic, then everybody was like, let's do something. So I came up with the live prayer and Arti sessions every single day. So from the month of March or Feb, end March, that's when we started with the live prayer and Arti sessions. And every single day we've been doing that until for 6 months I did that. And then after that, I could not do it anymore. But people are like still, they're like, oh God, we really want to do that because of that, we got an opportunity to pray. That was the whole purpose. So then when I just thought that, where is this taking me? Where is this taking me as a Baba lover, and what exactly am I doing with this? That's when I came up and I just went through my diary, and there was this idea that I had written that, every single day, one message of Baba. That's when I came up with All Things Meher Baba. Now we have a Facebook page, an Instagram account of All Things Meher Baba, where we share Meher Baba messages on a daily basis, every day one message. And, believe you me, when I started with that, everything fell into place. From where to get the design. So that I got that idea. Okay, here to search for the design. This is the template. This is the color palette, the messages. And that's when I was like, Baba, I need a book which has messages. I put my hand into the library, which my grandfather has left for me, a mini library of Baba books. I put my hand in the first book that I got was Gift of Love. Messages and sayings of Meher Baba. And in that, we have like at least 500 to 600 messages, and even more, I guess. So that's how, everything fell into place and people started loving the design. And I do have, people come up and be like, okay, this is how we got to know about Baba. And I'm like, bingo, that is the goal of All Things Meher Baba. That is the reason why I'm doing this. Even if one person gets to know about Baba, it will make for all the efforts that we put in. So finally, I just want to conclude with saying that, for me, I remember my grandfather and his friends. They used to go and meet people, interact with them, and then be like, oh, by the way, You know, this is Meher Baba, and these are the things about Baba. These are his messages. You should take a look at it, and you should read more about Baba. And that's how they, used to kind of probably try from their end to take Baba messages to the world and take Baba's name to the world in their small little miniature capacity. And I thought, if they can do that, Baba, let me do something. Because obviously my forefathers, my ancestors are watching. What am I doing? So what can I do? Today we have this platform, we have social media where today Roshni Didi and the circle of friends, they are doing this beautiful program. So this is how, I said, if we have such a platform, if we have social media today, let me use that and, reach people and do something in my capacity. Very little, maybe it's very, very insignificant. But even if one person gets to know about Baba, damn, the work is done. So I'm very happy that, we are doing very good. People are loving all things Meher Baba, the messages and the designs that we are putting out. Thank you, Baba, for this beautiful opportunity. And yep, it's 9:30. Thank you for this opportunity, Baba. Thank you for every single thing. And I'm sure this is just the beginning. We've not even scratched the surface, but I think, and honestly, I don't even know where I'm taking this and where I'm going, but I know somewhere I will find, somewhere I'll find it. So thank you so much, everybody, for your beautiful, for your cooperation and being here with us, with me, in fact, and bearing me for so long. I'm really not sure if I've made sense because I was extremely nervous to do this, but I think I've just done it now. So I'm extremely happy. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you, Roshni Didi.
Thank you, Baba, all the way.
Thank you.
That was amazing. Thank you, Akshay, for this wonderful sharing. I think it is completely, I don't know, I'm not finding words right now. Completely different to be born in a Baba family, and such a blessing. Anybody would like to ask anything, or anybody knows Akshay since he was young? I saw some messages. Yes, Ashokji, please share.
I know this young man is a delightful, youth. He's come and stayed with us at our home. He is full of Baba, okay? I mean, from top to toe, he's full of Baba and a very affectionate, dear person, And last hour, I remember in the early morning, 3 a.m. or 4 a.m., we had the stage and we were singing together some songs.
Oh my.
Nobody was there. It's around 4 a.m. in the morning on 1st of February last year. Amarti.
Yes.
He's a delightful young man, and Akshay, this is just the beginning. It's a journey. Carry the mantle of knowledge and the fellowship and friendship, and in Baba's love and embrace. Brilliant.
Thank you. Jai Baba, I love you. Thank you.
Great. Anyone else would like to ask something? Michal, yes, please.
That was wonderful and very delightful. Very, very sweet and full of love. What I missed though is all these beautiful pictures and not knowing who is each one of them. I could recognize your grandfather because he was alone with your great grandfather because he was alone with Baba.
Okay.
But I saw Subhadra. I saw her with her husband with her.
Yeah. So
I saw the little girl. So that is your mother.
Grandfather.
Oh, what happened?
I think
himself was a month old, so they were not married at that time. But my grandfather is the one who is holding Baba while he's entering the room. If you can see that. And great grandfather, one who was that's my great grandfather.
Can you show us the photograph again, please?
Yes, I am.
Who is each one?
Okay.
This is his grandfather.
Yeah. And the family, when you see all the family with the children?
Yes.
Also, if you want to know more about them, you can probably go to Meher Nazar. Over there, they have this album in the 1960s, and over there, each and every person's name and the position and where they are standing, so you can understand.
So this is your great grandfather in the right.
I can't
So
see.
this is the picture. This is the picture, Meher Akshay, where Baba is sitting on the chair, where Subhadraji and your great grandfather, grandfather, and father's
Right.
siblings are there.
Right. So on Baba's left is my grandfather and my grandmother. So my grandmother is holding a child in her hand. And on Baba's right, where Subhadraji is standing, below Subhadraji, you can see my great-grandfather. And to Subhadraji's and Baba's left is my grandfather's younger brother, Mr. Narayan Bundellu. Yeah.
And the children who are... And the children are any of you?
Oh, the children, I think the one in my grandmother's lap, I cannot see the picture right now, but I think what I can imagine that picture, my father's elder sister is sitting in my grandmother's lap, if I'm not wrong. And somewhere my father's elder brother, Mr. Mahendra Kumar Bundellu, who passed away, he's also sitting somewhere.
That's
and
beautiful.
the second kid is your father? There are two boy kids.
Well, there's the one brother that I said, Mr. Praveen Kumar Bundellu, who's no more with us, so it's him, probably.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Akshay.
Yes.
And your stories were wonderful, and the way you tell them was so full of life, and light, and very beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you, Jai Baba.
The picture at Guru Prasad, is that Subhadraji and Madhusudanji's wedding?
And Madhusudan.
It is.
Right?
No.
Yeah. My mom had attended the wedding.
Oh, that's their wedding? Oh, wow.
Yeah. That's what I thought as much too. So,
In that picture, you can see my entire family. Like everybody is there in that.
So your grandmother is there, no? Your grandmother's standing and holding a baby?
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. And your great-grandfather with a hat on behind Baba.
Yes. So maybe, that's how it
Your
works.
stories about the plays that you make were so delightful, so beautiful.
Thank you so much.
And Meher Akshay has also acted in the Baba play done by the Bombay Center, right?
Yes. I played Dr. Gunny last year, and it was quite an experience. Let me also share one thing very quickly, Roshni Didi. So it just happened that, the director of the play, so we had done one play earlier, and he saw that maybe I could do this role in the play at Bombay Center. And I'd never heard about the plays of Bombay Center before. I just heard about, this person who acts very well like Meher Baba. So that's all that I knew. I'd never seen a play, but then I got this opportunity to play Dr. Gunny, and I played that character. And the moment I came back in the changing room and I took off the shirt of Dr. Gunny and I put it on the table, I saw a smiling face over there. So there was this kajal that I had used somewhere on my body. So that kajal left, a mascara. It left a smiling face. And, I realized, I told Baba before the play that, Baba, I'm playing your best friend. So I hope I do justice to your best friend and to you. I don't want to disappoint you. And I think somewhere he just conveyed that message that, it was very well received by him. So I'm really happy about it.
May I ask one question? Do I remember right that Bundellu was also had a school for children or a children home for children, how do you call it? Place to live when they go to school? Am I right? The Bundellu, one of the Bundellu had a...
I quite didn't understand the question.
Do I remember right that one of the Bundellus had a place of children's school where children slept and went to school from there, that they lived in that home and went to school. Am I right or not?
Did anybody in your family, she's asking, have a school, Meher Akshay? A children's school where they were housed?
I mean, I don't really think so. I mean, I'm not sure about it. I can't really comment.
Okay, I'm sorry. Then maybe I got it mixed up.
Could be, but I'm really not sure. Maybe some other, relative of ours. I'm really not sure.
Okay,
Great.
thank you.
So before we begin the Dhun, Meher Akshay, sing one song.
Oh my God.
And then we will move into for the Arti, for the Dhun and the Australian Arti.
Okay. So, Roshni Didi, how much time do I have for the bhajan?
You just sing, no? Don't worry about the time. Today is bonus time. 501 Arti.
All right. Chalo. So I'm singing this song that I had written I've written this song for Amar Tithi in the year 2018. So this was my 9th song that I've written. So I'll be singing this particular one. I hope you all like it. Avtar Meher Baba Ji. Can you please post the Facebook page name? Okay.
Yes, I'm doing. You sing, you sing.
Avtar Meher Baba Ki Jai. मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है हाँ मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है हाँ मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेहरबा मेरी है मेहराबाद आए हैं शमा के परवाने मेहराबाद आए हैं शमा के परवाने भटके है राही खुद को ना पहचाने भटके है राही खुद को ना पहचाने तुझ में है सोए खुद में है जागे एक नजर से तेरी जागिर हुए हैं जागिर हुए हैं जागिर हुए हैं मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेहरबा मेरी है मेहराबाद मिट्टी को माथे लगाया मेहराबाद मिट्टी को मेहराबाद मिट्टी को माथे लगाया क्या सोना क्या चांदी जा दिल से संभाला मोती के गलीचे पे हम चल के आए तेरी नूर से हुए फीके ये दाने फीके ये दाने फीके ये दाने मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है मेहरबा मेरी है इंद्रजाल पिंजरे से तू छुड़ाया पिंजरे से तूने छुड़ाया, भ्रम जाल से मुझे तूने छुड़ाया, तेरे ही आशीष का है करिश्मा, क्या बताए कैसी किस्मत खुली है, मेहर अक्षय की निगाहें तुझसे मिली है, तुझसे मिली है, तुझसे मिली है। मेहरबा मेरी है धड़कन गवाह है, मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है, मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है, मेरी रूह में अब तू ही समा है। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
That was so beautiful. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, brother. That was lovely. Great. So now we will get into the Dhun and Arti, then continue for any more Baba-ful conversations.
Baba, Meher 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 Baba.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
O glorious, eternal, ancient one, your face is a bright, transcendental sun. Lighten this dark world and the tears I weep. My heart, Meher, I give to you to keep. Creator, yet creationless you are. Truth and truth's body, divine avatar. Through compassion, the three worlds maintain. Destroy this ignorance that life sustains. These five lights are the whirling strokes of breath of the world's wheel that bears me unto death. Unless you are infinitely kind, break the wheels of which is conditioned mind. This incense is my love, these fruits my art, which to please you I have shaped from my heart. Accept them as you would a simple flower that has no use beyond its shining hour. You are myself, I sing to you in praise, and beg your love to bear me through the day. Till you, the ever-living perfect one, illume my darkness with your shining sun.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We'll have 1 minute of silence. अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय। We can all unmute and say Avatar Meher Baba ki jai 3 times.
Avatar
Avatar Meher Baba
की
ki
जय।
jai.
अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Ki jai.
अवतार मेहर बाबा
Avatar
की
Meher
जय।
Baba ki jai.
Meher Baba. Thank you, Meher Akshay. So many wonderful stories. So touching.
Yeah, it was beautiful.
And you're so creative. So fantastic.
It's beautiful,
Yeah.
really beautiful.
Yeah, it just took us to that time. We relived it. Yeah.
Amazing. Yeah.
So we have time, Meher. If you have the energy and would like to sing some more, we would be all ears.
Yeah. You have a beautiful voice.
Thanks, Roshni.
Please do. Thank you.
Thank you, Roshni.
Who is that? No. Thank you, Baba.
This is Ashok Bansali from Pune.
Thank you, Ashok ji, for being there. Come, Meher Akshay. We are all ears.
Okay, so I'll sing this song. This is again, I had written this song when I was probably in the 7th standard. So, based on a very popular Hindi movie song. So, I have put the lyrics and I've made a completely new song for Baba. I hope you all like it. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. It's called Nit Gao Meher. That means continuously just keep on singing Meher Baba and his praises. Okay, Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो बस में है यह नाम नित गाओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो बस में है यह नाम नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है मेहर के दिखाए राहों पर चले हमारे कदम मेहर के दिखाए राहों पर चले हमारे कदम ना वे रुके डगमगाए पर हम सबको यहाँ ले आए हम सब आए इस दरबार में हम सब आए इस दरबार जहाँ गूंजे मेहर नाम नित गाओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है मेहर दरबार जो आए वो यही के तो हो जाए मेहर दरबार जो आए वो यही के तो हो जाए वो बाबा प्रेमी बन जाए जो इस दरबार में आए मेहर दरबार जो आए वो यही के तो हो जाए वो बाबा प्रेमी बन जाए जो इस दरबार में आए यहाँ तो ऐसी तरंग है ऐसी उमंग है ऐसी तरंग है ऐसी उमंग है जो सबसे अलग है नित गाओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है नित गाओ में है हाँ नित ध्याओ में है मेहर ने हमें सवारा मेहर ने हमें सिखाया मेहर ने हमें सवारा मेहर ने हमें सिखाया उसकी महिमा को पाकर हुआ धन्य ये जीवन सारा मेहर ने हमें सवारा मेहर ने हमें सिखाया उसकी महिमा को पाकर हुआ धन्य ये जीवन सारा तो सुन लो हर पल में है अक्षय करता हर पल में हर अक्षय में हर बाबा का शुक्राना नित गाओ में है, हे नित गाओ में है, हाँ नित ध्याओ में है, हे नित गाओ में है, हाँ नित ध्याओ में है। बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो, बोलो दिवस में सांझ में बोलो, बस में है यह नाम, नित गाओ में है, हाँ नित्य ध्याओ में है, हे नित्य गाओ में है, हाँ नित्य ध्याओ में है। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
What a beautiful song. Lovely, Meher Akshay. Thank you
And
so much.
yeah, I just want to say one more thing, that this is the song that I had obviously written like when I was really young, but I think the inspiration to write songs and to write your own lyrics, I think it came from Madhusudan Dadaji, because he is the one who always wrote his songs and he put his name over there. So that's the reason why you will find in my songs, I'll always have my name. It comes from it.
Yes, I realized that, and such a beautiful thing. I think Bhauji also has that, throughout all the ghazals of Meher Roshni and his other songs as well, many of them. So, yes, beautiful. Baba is in us and we are in Baba all the time.
Absolutely.
Uh, uh, that reminds me of the line of our Australian Arti, "You are myself, I sing to you in praise."
Absolutely, wow.
Jai Meher Baba to that. Jai Meher Baba. Would someone like to sing? Anybody else would like to sing? Okay, Meher Akshay, one more song. Come on.
Okay.
We are going to squeeze the best.
Well, there's one song which I've written, but that is very tough. But I'll sing the first ever song that I have written, Roshni Didi. And everybody who's like probably listening to us right now, let me tell you, you might find this the lyrics very, very childish. But I had written this when I was probably like again 6th or 5th standard. So I'll sing this again based on a very popular Hindi movie song, and I'll sing. It's Hum Baba. It's called Hum Baba Premi. So we are Baba lovers. So let me sing that. Avtar Meher Baba ki jai. ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा, सबसे प्यारे हो तुम, मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा, सबसे प्यारे हो तुम, मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। सब मिलकर ध्याएंगे मेहर का ही नाम, मिलेगा हमको मीठा फल इस काम के बाद। सब मिलकर ध्याएंगे मेहर का ही नाम, मिलेगा हमको मीठा फल इस काम के बाद। सबसे मीठा सबसे प्यारा मेहर नाम, सबसे मीठा सबसे प्यारा मेहर नाम, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। हम बाबा प्रेमी फैलाए आपका नाम, इस जग के हर कण कण में जो है अनजान। हम बाबा प्रेमी फैलाए आपका नाम, इस जग के हर कण कण में जो है अनजान। हर कोई जानेगा फिर मेहर यह नाम, हर कोई जानेगा फिर मेहर यह नाम। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा, सबसे प्यारे हो तुम, मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। राम कृष्ण मोहम्मद पैगंबर आपका नाम, इस युग के अवतार है मेहरबान। राम कृष्ण मोहम्मद पैगंबर आपका नाम, इस युग के अवतार है मेहरबान। कहता मेहर अक्षय लो तुम मेहर नाम, कहता मेहर अक्षय लो तुम मेहर नाम। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। ओ मेरे मेहर बाबा, सबसे प्यारे हो तुम, मेरे माता मेरे ही पिता है मेरे मेहर बाबा। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी, हम बाबा प्रेमी, हम मेहर प्रेमी। अवतार मेहर बाबा
Meher
की।
Baba ki jai. Beautiful, beautiful.
Thank
I'll
you.
read this ghazal from Meher Roshni, ghazal 41. Assurance from you. You are my life, but what assurance from you do I have of this? Nevertheless, I am fulfilling the duty of a worthy slave. You order me to stay awake and to go to sleep at the same time. How can an ordinary man like myself obey orders like these? If the heart ever has the thirst to drink the ocean, how can there be any fear of the ocean's storms? O Meher, you have graced me with the pain of longing. How can I express what my heart is passing through? One's existence does not end simply with the physical death. One's life continues until the chain of accounts is finally broken. If one remains alive by dying, turns into life. Only the men of God experience this and no one else. O Meher, you left and now my death punishes me with more life. What can I do with the accounts that chain me to living? This love neither allows me to breathe nor allows me to die. O Bhav, this love has become the enemy of my life. Jai Meher Baba.
जय मेहर बाबा। Beautiful.
That since Meher Akshay spoke about his great grandmother believing in Krishna, Ram, and devoted religiously. Funnily, what I wanted to read earlier in the satsang had opened up to a Krishna story. I'm reading from Glimpses of the God Man by Balnatu. Meher Baba revealed as Krishna. Because of deep insight, the subtle sensitivity, Countess Tolstoy had some unique experiences of Meher Baba's divinity during her first two contacts with him in the West. In her series of articles, Meher Baba and My Spiritual Path, she gave a graphic account of her first meeting with Baba. A letter came from a friend of mine, Mr. Skloss, who had an occult bookshop in New York, asking me to come and meet a perfect master who had just come for the first time to America, November 1931, and was in Harmon in New York. The perfect master. Immediately I was there at the appointed time. My intuition was unquestioning and sure. I dragged my broken wings, though my feet had swiftly lifted me up the steps into his upper room. I remember chanting Om. I entered the room. Deep in the red, stretched on the couch, was that mysterious, long expected being, the divine enigma, the true one. Simple, light, thin, small, sparkling, and youthful, so unpretentious but strangely mysterious and clear. So different from certain scenic appearances of ascetics. He reminded me of something, of somebody I knew far off, but could not catch the vision. I felt as if he were challenging my inner memory, and his whole posture and atmosphere was asking, "Can't you remember? Don't you remember me in the past?" One of the first things he spelled out on the board, in bracket as he was silent for years, "It is long since you are waiting for me. I will help you." Beamed at last the saving promise. Immediate recognition of my soul created a feeling of absolute confidence. Comforted, I already knew that he is the true one. He was like the shining sun that we do not question. He simply and naturally entered into my life and into my hidden being. Exalted feeling of happiness, uplift, and security lifted my wings. I was so happy and so unhappy at the same time. For I was then, it was not given, it was not given me to enter the closest sanctuary of his being. As I left him, suddenly it became clear that he was Krishna. All the time the image of Krishna was before me. I saw Christ before me, in quotes. Avatar Meher Baba ki jai.
Excellent. Wonderful.
Beautiful. So we will close the East-West Satsang over here. And
Pune,
yes, Meher Akshay.
because I have a small request. Would
Oh,
you
sure.
would you probably sing the song Baba Tero Naam, because that is my favorite song of yours. You know how much I love it and the way you sing it. If you don't mind, and if we are not short on time.
No, we have all the time, but okay. All right. Jai Baba.
Jai Baba.
बाबा तेरो नाम मेहर तेरो नाम बाबा तेरो नाम मेहर तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे ओ भगवान बाबा तेरो नाम मेहर तेरो नाम बाबा तेरो नाम तू ही राम है तू ही है अल्लाह तू ही राम है तू ही है अल्लाह तू ही बुद्ध है तू है कन्हैया तेरे नाम की पूजा करके तेरे नाम की पूजा करके मैं जाऊं धाम तेरे नाम की पूजा करके मैं जाऊं धाम बाबा तेरो नाम मेहर तेरो नाम बाबा तेरो नाम सबको सन्मति दे ओ भगवान बाबा तेरो नाम मेहर तेरो नाम बाबा तेरो नाम तू ही तेरी गहराइयों में, तेरी गहराइयों में डूबा है मन, तेरी गहराइयों में डूबा है मन। बाबा तेरो नाम, मेहर तेरो नाम, बाबा तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे ओ भगवान। बाबा तेरो नाम, मेहर तेरो नाम, बाबा तेरो नाम। तू ही हंसना, तू ही है रोना, तू ही हंसना, तू ही है रोना, तेरे दामन में सर झुक के सोना, तेरे दामन में सर झुक के सोना, तेरी परछाइयों में, तेरी परछाइयों में गम जाए गुम, तेरी परछाइयों में गम जाए गुम। बाबा तेरो नाम, मेहर तेरो नाम, बाबा तेरो नाम, सबको सन्मति दे ओ भगवान। बाबा तेरो नाम, मेहर तेरो नाम, बाबा तेरो नाम। ओ मेहर, ओ मेहर, ओ मेहर, कर तू मेहर, ओ मेहर, कर तू मेहर, ओ मेहर, कर तू मेहर, ओ मेहर तेरो नाम। अवतार मेहर बाबा की जय।
Thank you. Thank you so much. Wonderful.
I just realized that this last part had this line which you just said, that was the first line your grandmother or great grandmother wrote, Meher kar meher.
Oh yeah, my grandmother's grandmother. My God.
Great grandmother.
Yeah. Maternal. Yeah.
Yeah. Jai Baba. I just realized that when you said it. What a beautiful, miraculous synergy of Baba.
Exactly. And to add to that, Roshni Didi, let me also say that you read from the Glimpses of the God-Man, right? From that book. So that was the first book that I started reading when I started reading about Baba.
Oh, wow. Jai Baba. Jai Baba. How wonderful. Lovely. Baba and his Leela. Always making us smile.
Absolutely.
Jai Meher Baba, everyone. So 3 times Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai. Avatar Meher Baba ki Jai.
जय
Avatar Meher Baba
बाबा की जय।
Lovely.